It's the 2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Nike.
NBA regular season opener for a couple of teams. Thank you all for tuning in. So happy you're here. I'm ecstatic that you're here. And I'm really happy that Kenny and Shaq are here, too.
I miss you too, Ernie.
Thank you. Me too. Tonight, it'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the Charlotte Hornets. And for Charlotte, their season begins with a stern test, having to open on the road in a building that will be rocking. But it should give us some early insight into how this team handles pressure-filled situations. Because make no mistake, the pressure is on tonight as they chase a victory here in Game 1. And fellas, a new season about to begin. Clean slate. Plenty of hopes and dreams out there. Kenny, how do you spot a new legitimate contender?
I usually look for the team with good balance, where one guy isn't doing everything. One guy can facilitate everything, but he can't do everything. So offense, defense, balance, and they gotta have a big shot maker.
You know, I look for unselfishness, guys playing with each other, mental toughness. No weak-minded team has ever won a championship, Ernie.
How about continuity, too? How about very little changeover from a team that was really good the previous year, may not have gone as far as they wanted, but returning the same bunch?
That helps.
Yeah.
Well said.
No need to add anything to that.
Continuity. Yeah. Kevin Harlan knows all about that.
I never want to waste your time. My life, so precious. It's yours, it's mine. Hey, look at the time. My God, so precious. It's yours, it's mine.
Welcome, everybody, to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of a new NBA season on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. We've got Chris Webber and Greg Anthony with us. And from the sideline, we'll be hearing from David Aldridge. The Detroit Pistons preparing to defend home court in this Eastern Conference battle. And this matchup with Charlotte, first game of the NBA season for them. Last season, they had the upper hand in the series, going 3-1 against these guys.
Yeah, and they took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series.
And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, Stan Van Gundy was the head coach in Miami, Orlando, and now Detroit. Now, he's promised his wife that this is the last stop. He said, I wanted one more shot at it. I've got a great owner, and I should be able to get it turned around in the time that he's given me. If I don't, I don't. But this will be the last one. Kevin?
And D.A., it's obvious that Stan has a real love for the game. Here's hoping he turns that storied franchise around. And Chris, you love all the excitement and anticipation of opening night, don't you?
Oh, man, we've been waiting for this all summer. This is like Christmas, man. I can't wait. Let's get it going. Throw the ball up. Let's go.
Tip-off goes to Charlotte. Here's the starting group for the Charlotte Hornets. Walker and Monk are the guard tandem. Howard is out there with Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And it's Batum in at the 3 spot. Now here's Howard. Pass to Monk. This one for 3. Rebound Andre Drummond. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Kemba Walker picks one up. Well, usually when you talk about a 6'2 shooting guard, you figure undersized defensively. Avery Bradley, Chris, won first-team All-Defense in 2016.
Oh, well, I love Avery's game, and let's talk about his improvement offensively. This guy was a candidate and should have won Most Improved in the league, in my opinion as well. Just such a hard worker, the heart and soul of his team.
No good on the free throw.
I mean, and that 6'3" Bradley is a plus defender thanks to his quickness and tenacity.
And the second free throw, good.
And Avery Bradley won the national high school title at Findlay Prep and was considered a top 5 prospect. Some had him even at number 1, and still after one season at Texas, he fell to the Celtics at 19 in that 2010 draft.
Now here's Walker, and Kid Gilchrist kicks to Monk. Back to Kid Gilchrist, 5 on the clock. Here's the screen. Batum inside the three-point line. Beats the shot clock, but can't get it to fall. And Bradley, a great athlete. He won the dunk contest in high school. Terrific player, but he's not a big highlight player, it seems, in the NBA, Greg.
Yeah, you know, his strength and explosiveness more on display defensively, and that's been his meal ticket. He's added skill, though. He's turned the corner and has become a two-way threat.
Here is Howard. Tobias Harris picking up that last basket. Foul on the play. Basket counts, so it'll be a three-point play chance.
Love the focus from Howard. So excellent at draining difficult shots over the defense.
And just a year ago, it seemed that things were set in place for Howard, playing for his hometown team. But in a surprise trade, he was moved out to Charlotte.
And there seems to be a lot of reasons for the trade. I mean, Howard wasn't the right fit in Atlanta. A team trying to get smaller and younger. Never easy to get traded from your hometown team.
And the free throw good from Howard.
I love watching Howard still doing his thing out there. A nightly double-double threat.
Drummond with a screen on Walker. 13 feet away. Jackson misses.
The movement and the shot selection are good there, but you can't hit them all.
Stolen by Lure. Outside Jackson. Top of the key, Bradley. Lure up top. Back to Bradley. Just 5 to shoot. And Lure kicks to Bradley. From deep. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
Oh, and that's where Bradley's 6'7" wingspan can help. A little extra reach to get it over the D.
And here's Walker. Howard with a screen on Jackson. Howard setting the pick for Batum. Walker dishes to Monk. Another shot. Tries yet again. Howard misses.
That defense is as good as a block. I mean, what looks to be a layup turns into nothing.
Jackson misses. Hornets trail by 3. And Walker kicks to Howard. Now here's Walker. They set the pick. Screen by Howard. And it's Walker penetrating. It's good. And he makes his first shot of the game.
Walker is so adept at running these pick and rolls. He has a feel for when to pass and when to let it fly.
Jackson with it. Picked up by Kid Gilchrist. Here's Lure. Rebounded by Howard. Howard's got his 3rd rebound tonight. For Charlotte, they've gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. Walker against Jackson. And it's sent back by Drummond.
And throughout his career, Drummond has averaged more than a block per game. He really goes all out on defense.
And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Walker. Got it. Good job in the low post. Walker's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Even with the D swarming Walker, he rattles in these shots. Just an exceptional finisher close to the basket.
Here's Drummond, and Drummond throws it down.
Now that was a sensational feed. He hit him right on the move.
Charlotte has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Outside, Walker. Charlotte moving it around. Howard with a screen on Bradley. Here's Monk. Now the pass to Howard. And that one, good. Howard's got 5 points so far.
And how about Monk there scanning the floor for the open teammate? That's how you develop a trust from your teammates.
Jackson kicks to Bradley. Lure the screen. Steps back and shoots. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
He may have missed it, but that's a clean look at the basket.
Outside, Walker. And Howard has it in the corner. And stolen by Drummond. Outside, Bradley. Back to Harris. Passes to Jackson. There's the pick. Drummond passes to Bradley. Another three for Detroit.
And that's where he's most comfortable. Bradley crafting this game to excel in the catch and shoot.
The Hornets trail. Walker with it. The feed to Monk. To the inside. And stolen by Drummond. And it's Harris off the drive.
Harris is so quick on the drive. Sometimes defenders have to foul him and just hope he misses the shot.
2 shots, gentlemen. 2.
And with Tobias Harris, he's a player who bounced around more than you would think in the early part of his career. C-Webb, he was traded twice in his first 5 years in the league, which is odd given how he's been growing and developing as a player.
Well, yeah, trades aren't necessarily about the team not being happy with you. It's about finding the right spot. So he had the right work ethic, so you knew Harris was going to improve, and you also knew he was going to be around. Coaches love Harris's hard-working ability, so the future's bright for this kid. Well, Tobias Harris, now he's a player, he gives you a little bit of everything. He can spot up if you put a bigger guy on him. He can take you down low and drag a small if you switch on to him. Love his game.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And once he gets into a groove like that, you can just count him.
Hornets trail by 4. And Walker kicks to Kid Gilchrist. There's the pick. Here's Monk. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Here's Howard. Makes it off the glass. And you talk about the matchup problems Harris can create, Chris. He has been viewed as a tweener in the past, but while that can be a problem for some, C-Webb, it's a blessing, I think, for him.
Well, he's the type of player you want to throw into the game and not worry about what position it is. I mean, you just let this kid go. Tell him, hey, go do you. And that's what he's been doing.
And he just hasn't been able to make anything this quarter.
The shot by Monk is no good.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Fresh 24 for the Pistons. The shot's good. Jackson's got his first basket of the night.
The catch and shoot, Jay, is lethal when used correctly. Easy to see why Jackson likes it so much.
And Walker kicks to Howard. And Howard with the stuff.
Ooh, just powered it down with both hands. You know he's not going to mess that one up.
Oh, no, not this fella. He is a superb finisher. Outside Bradley. Harris outside. Feeds it to Jackson. Harris against Batum. From the baseline. And there's the call on Howard. That is his first foul of the game.
And trying to be the first one to get his hands on the miss. Instead, he's called for over the back.
There's nothing malicious about that play. Just isn't in a good spot and can't recover.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Marjanovic checked in for John Lure. Stanley Johnson comes in for Tobias Harris. Langston Galloway's checked in for Avery Bradley. And Smith subbed in for Jackson. Drummond a screen. Galloway dishes to Johnson. Kaminsky, the pass to Carter Williams. The kick out to Williams. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. Detroit's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Johnson, a wide open look. Detroit, no good that time either. For Charlotte, they've gone 6 of 14 shooting the ball since the start of the game. Now Carter Williams. Over Smith. And Charlotte again with the bucket.
Look, Carter Williams is a fantastic feel for inside the paint. Defenders have a tough time dealing with his size.
Smith kicks to Johnson. He feeds it to Drummond. Pass to Marjanovic. Over Zeller. Dishes it to Galloway. 4 on the clock. And too long on the shot. Hornets have gone 7 of 15 from the field to this point. And here is Carter Williams. And it's going to be a 3-second call. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the Pistons.
And the corner three has not been their shot of choice here tonight. And I think a big reason for that has been the defensive setup. They came in focused on taking away the short-range triple.
Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Andre Drummond. There's the dish to Galloway. He kicks to Tolliver. Smith against Carter Williams. Smith the pass to Galloway. The feed now to Tolliver. Shot to end this cold run. And there's the call on Cody Zeller. That's his first foul.
Oh, a good open look, and he sprays it home from 3.
Well, look, the sheer size of Boban Marjanovic is something that can intimidate even the tallest centers in the NBA. He's a legit 7 foot 3 inches and comes in at least 290. Seemingly impossible to move him at times down low on the block.
The free throw drops for Marjanovic. Hornets trail by 4. Now here's Carter Williams. Kicks it to Kaminsky. Over in the corner, Lamb. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And to illustrate the size of Marjanovic, when Joel Embiid first checked into a game against him, he is visibly in awe of the size of Marjanovic. And Joel Embiid is a 7-footer.
Well, make no mistake about Boban, though. He is much more than a big body. He has a nice floater, a great turnaround jump shot, great at shooting from the free throw. I mean, good awareness. He might be the best 7 foot 3 passer in the league.
There's Galloway. He has 5. There's a good screen. Down low, trying to find Marjanovic. Gets it over to him. He was all alone on that one. And now a 9-point Piston lead.
And off to an incredible start here early from long range.
Carter Williams with it. Picked by Zeller. Carter Williams dishes to Zeller. Pass to Lamb. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Williams, and it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
Man, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
Pistons leading by 7. And there's a minute 45 left to play in the first quarter. Smith kicks to Tolliver, and stolen by Zeller. Kaminsky inside, working on Tolliver. Kaminsky misses.
Does well to burrow his way into the post, but loses his touch on the finish.
Here's Johnson. Williams with the block. Now here's Lamb. Not a lot of room. It's good. Zeller's got his first points of the game.
Look, he has a good feel for the painted area. Zeller, never in a rush, very deliberate with his moves.
Smith on the wing. Carter Williams covering. Galloway kicks to Tolliver. Clock at 6. Marjanovic with a screen for Smith. Zeller grabs the board.
Oh, and chalk that one up to the poor screen. He never gets planted, and the defender gets right around it.
They get it back. Kaminsky, and they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Julian Stone's checked in for Charlotte. Smith on the wing, looking for his first basket still in this one.
And that's already a second foul. He may have to spend some time on the bench to stay out of early foul trouble.
Well, Ish Smith is a player who has been around the league a ton for a guy his age and his quality. He's suited up for 10 or so teams already in his career. But see, Webb, you watch him play, and he knows he can make an impact at the point guard position. Just ask his coach, Stan Van Gundy.
Well, think about it. The more teams you're with, the more you get to see different philosophies, different styles, play against different guys. So he's picked up confidence, and he's picked up knowledge across his journey throughout the NBA. I mean, Smith has a good enough mid-range game where you have to respect him. He knows where to look. He knows how to set up teammates, but make no doubt about it, it's Smith's quickness that is his greatest asset.
Bacon, he's checked in for Cody Zeller. That one misses.
You know, Kevin, the resiliency of Smith is something you have to admire. He's bounced around the league, but has finally become a valued rotation player.
And the pass to Bacon. He dishes it to Stone. Outside Williams. There's Bacon. No good. That would have tied it. Johnson right side. To the inside. Here's Marjanovic, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. That's on Marvin Williams.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
The Pistons have converted 4 of 7 free throws on the night. Free throw drops for Marjanovic. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
What an advantage for a big man to have, that smooth stroke at the line.
Stone. No good there. And so the first quarter is in the books. Pistons lead by 5. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And before the game, we heard from Kemba Walker. He talked about his mentality when he steps out onto the floor.
Play free. Just play like you're playing street ball. Just have fun. Just play the game that you've been playing, forever.
Infectious enthusiasm. You see it every time he steps on the floor. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And guys, looking at what you've seen so far from the Pistons, what do you think?
I mean, a solid first quarter, especially looking at that plus turnover ratio.
Yeah, aggressive on D, efficient on offense. They balled out to an early lead.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor for Charlotte, we've got Jeremy Lamb. Williams is out there with Bacon. Then it's Kaminsky, and it's Stone in at the point guard. Over in the corner, Lamb. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams.
He spots up so well off the ball. Lamb, an excellent all-around jump shooter.
Pistons leading by 4. Here's Smith. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Passes it to Galloway. Smith outside. Marjanovic. It's good on the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey guys, something special is brewing in Charlotte. Point guard Kemba Walker said, "It's a great start. We know how to play with each other, and we love playing with each other. The best thing is how hard we all work. We're going to grow." Kevin?
And that kind of optimism is terrific, David. Thank you. Walker and the Charlotte Crews seem to be a perfect match. And Chris, as you grew up a Piston fan being born in Detroit, which Piston were you the biggest fan of when you were growing up?
Oh, wow. By far, Isaiah, no question. Isaiah was the heart and soul of that team. A guy that was smile, but had the heart of an assassin that wanted to play and use everything that he had to get a win out of every game. The best small guard, in my opinion, the game has seen. His handles, his leadership. He was just a Chicago kid trying to make it. And then, of course, Joe Dumars, and the fact that, he was just so solid, such a great guy for the community, such a heck of a two-guard out there, a defender, a guy that could spread the floor. And, of course, Bill Laimbeer, his physical play, Bob Lanier, my man Rick Mahorn, Adrian Dantley, Mark Aguirre. I could keep going. Chuck Nevitt even was a Piston for a while.
He's perfect from the line this time. Here's Smith. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Feeds it to Johnson. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. To the wing on the left. Tolliver for three. That shot misses. And the Hornets now going the other way. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Walker the pass to Kaminsky. It's a nice pass in here by Charlotte. They set the pick. Clock at 4. 17-foot shot on the way. Hits the front of the rim and out. Johnson down low. Graham defending. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
I think a kick out is the better option there. Defense had the rim on lockdown.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. And it's Walker penetrating. And good that time. Walker's got his third bucket of the night.
How about the quick feet of Walker? They really come into play on his drives to the rack.
Galloway dishes to Tolliver. Back to Galloway. 11 feet away. Rebounded by Kaminsky. Kaminsky's got his third rebound on the night. Now Walker, he has 6. The kick out to Williams. And he misses the go-ahead basket. The Pistons leading. Galloway, the pass to Smith. There's a screen by Marjanovic. Johnson outside. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. And Walker kicks to Williams. That shot is off. The Pistons have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Johnson outside. Here's Galloway. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. Galloway has got 7 points. Hornets trail by 4. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Pass to Bacon. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Beautiful things happen when you attack. Put the defense on its heels.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. Well, many had high hopes for what Stanley Johnson could be in the NBA, but after a rough sophomore season, questions have been raised. C. Webb, former 9th overall pick, the player of the year in high school in Los Angeles, terrific freshman year at Arizona. He saw a major regression in many areas of his game.
Well, look, the NBA is a different level, and when you come in as young as Stanley came in, you're going to have to figure your way out. He's with a great organization, great coaches around. He should improve with hard work.
And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Here's Bradley. 7 points in the game. He feeds it to Drummond. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Howard's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Walker, and that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard. Walker's got it all tied up now for the Hornets.
Now that's a nice use of the pull-up J from Walker, catching the D flat-footed and capitalizing on an easy opportunity.
Bradley kicks to Lure. Harris outside. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. And it's sent back by Howard.
No trespassing. Howard patrolling the defensive end.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Walker dishes to Howard. Now, here's Monk, guarded by Bradley. Howard kicks to Monk. Drains it from beyond the arc. And now it's a 3-point Hornets lead.
How about the quickness of that release by Monk, an experienced catch-and-shoot player who feels comfortable firing from deep.
Now here's Bradley. Misses from close range.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Harris. Finished off the break. Harris has got 6.
Oh, well, once again, Harris showing off his incredible physique. Just really blowing past defenders in the open floor.
And here's Walker. He's got 8. There's the pick. Dishes it to Monk. Shoots over Bradley. No good on that one. Detroit's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Lobbed up there for Drummond, and Drummond throws it down.
And when he gets himself into the right position, Drummond so powerful in terms of finishing at the rim. The only way to prevent that alley-oop is to keep him from getting to the launching pad in the first place.
Walker the pass to Howard. Here's Monk. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. Howard's got 3 assists now in this one. This tug-of-war game continues.
And guys, that's lucky number 7 already in this game.
Now here's Jackson. He kicks it to Bradley. Lure the screen. Bradley drives in. And the rebound goes to Howard. Charlotte in the lead. Outside, Walker. Now the dish to Batum. Now the feed to Howard. And stolen by Drummond. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. Over Walker. Jackson misses. Charlotte has gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter. Batum dishes to Monk. Screen by Howard. There's a good screen. Kicks it to Monk. There's the 3. And again, Charlotte with the triple.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
Pistons trail by 5. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Pass to Drummond. Howard with the steal. And Walker kicks to Monk. Now here's Walker. 8 points for him. Can't hit from in close.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
The best laid plans, right? Well, I tell you right there, though, that's one they'll take every single time.
And with that, the Hornet lead is cut down to just 3 in the basket from Jackson. And Chris, power forwards today shoot a lot more three-pointers. If you played today, I think you'd be incredibly effective in that role. How do you think you'd be in that role?
Oh, yeah, I think that that's something I would definitely have fun and relish there. And I did shoot threes a couple of seasons in Washington and was pretty successful at that, but the style of play was just so different then. Big men were asked to stay in the post, and there was a lot more work in the post, a lot more pressure on the big guy to get to the free throw line to wear down the defense. So the whole game was different then. The big man kind of ruled the game. Today it's a point guard's game, and so what's great is I'd have to step out to give the point guard a lot more room to drive, to take a shot blocker away, or because there aren't any shot blockers. And so I definitely would love to hang out in that corner and shoot that easy three, or at the top after a pick and roll and pop right back. That would have been a lot of fun. Plus, it would give you freedom, because when you can shoot that Jimmy like that and you got a nice wet jump shot, it allows that pump fake to work all day. So I would have pump faked a lot from that three-point line and dunked on a lot of people. So that would have been fun to have that freedom as they do today. Just like it's fun watching these young guys let it fly from that three-point line.
Now Lure, following the miss by Kemba Walker from deep. Here's Drummond. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And the force Drummond plays with really making the D feel uneasy.
And watching Andre Drummond play, he's really just an old school type center. I mean, he eats up space in the middle and finishes plays in close. Not a skilled guy who can pull a defender away from the basket.
That free throw, no good. And with Drummond, he does play like towering centers of decades past.
Yeah, I mean, he isn't great at moving the ball around or hitting shots from range, but his size and athleticism are elite and one of the best rebounders in our game.
And he ends up missing both free throws.
Look, I still can't believe how athletically gifted this kid Drummond is at the center position. It's not just his size, it's his speed, it's his quickness, and jumping ability.
Now here's Kid Gilchrist, looking for his first basket still in this one.
And when Kid Gilchrist takes it to the hole, he's money. Just an expert at getting right to the rack.
Pistons trail by 5. Outside Bradley. The pass to Jackson. Drummond with a screen on Batum. Here's Jackson. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Jackson's got his 3rd basket of the night. Now with Drummond, you usually don't see someone who has as much muscle mass as he does and able to run the court and blow by defenders. But Chris, he does it on a nightly game-to-game basis.
It's crazy. He tries and kind of plods down the court, but when he hits the ball, he has a burst off the dribble. And you're just like, are you kidding me? His consistency needs to come, but don't sleep on his quickness in the lane. Now, Jeremy Lamb, I love his game. A very lengthy 2-guard out of UConn. Still developing as a player, but he has some great flashes at times. Not terribly consistent shooter, but he's crafty, and he can get buckets. He knows how to make the most of his length on D as well.
2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And with Lamb mentioning his length as a guard, last season he went off with an incredible 17 rebounds. Remember that game? Those are numbers, Chris, even centers dream of putting up.
Yeah, Kevin, I do remember that game you're talking about with Lamb. A lot of those rebounds came from his activity near the paint on both ends of the floor. When he forces himself to be involved in the action, he's at his best.
And Lamb drops them both.
Well, if you watch the Hornets over the past few seasons, it's easy to see how disciplined they are. They don't turn the ball over on simple plays. They never get too ahead of themselves and give away possessions.
Jackson kicks to Bradley. In the corner, it's Harris. Passes it to Jackson. Shot clock at 6.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
Howard with a screen on Jackson. And Batum kicks to Lamb. Takes it from 10. And he can't bank that one in. And with the Hornets, taking care of the ball really has become a bit of an identity for this team. It's something that is at the heart of what they do.
Well, with the roster they have, in order to compete with the top teams, they need to play smart. Limiting turnovers and making the most of possessions is critical in that.
Howard with a screen on Jackson. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
And as great as Nicholas Batum is, the one issue he's dealt with, Greg, his entire career is staying consistent during games.
And with his skill set, it is hard for Batum to be completely absent. He can play, though, too passively at times when you know what he's capable of. And he's at his best when he is active and aggressive.
And he can't get the first one. And Chris, if you're a Pistons fan, you have to be happy with the direction this team is headed. They have a good, youthful core, a brand new arena. Things are looking up.
Oh, yeah. 3 championships in the history. 2 of those were back-to-back and another final. But if you look back at the Pistons' history, just like most organizations, it's full of valleys and peaks. And they just went through a valley for the past 7 years or so. And we'll see how things are lining up for them. It looks promising, but they have to come through and execute. Usually ugly trip to the line for him. Rarely do you see that.
Tolliver kicks to Galloway. There's a screen by Marjanovic. It's good. Galloway has got 4 this quarter.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
A lot of times your defense is your offense is your defense. This is poor decision-making right here. You can't let them have that shot. Also might have been a lack of effort.
Here's Batum. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Batum's got his first points of the game.
And really, Batum is so adept at draining these shots off the drive, using his speed and athletic frame to easily coast to the rim.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks a lot. Dwight, what has your approach been so far tonight?
I'm just trying to play with a lot of energy. I'll do the best I can on the defensive end to help my teammates out. Post hard.
Dwight, thanks. Good luck in the second half. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show, sponsored by
Ernie
Nike.
Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. The first quarter for the Hornets was fairly even. They did give up a couple baskets more than they wanted to, and at the end of the period, were trailing by 5 points. They look like a more focused team in the second quarter, and what was an early deficit for them has turned into a 3-point lead at the break. Kenny, let's get your take on Charlotte.
Well, they're putting bodies on people. If you just look at the rebounding numbers, you can tell that they've been putting their body on and being more physical than the other team. Now, that fact looms large on both sides, and that's going to be the difference in the second half.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
I really like how they limited turnovers. You know, they didn't play it too safe. They made some really nice passes. When you can play like this and cut back turnovers, it can add up to over 10, 8, 12, 15, 16 easy points, Ernie. I don't know how many points, a lot of easy points. They'll be in good shape if they can keep making the same smart plays.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
Welcome back to the Palace at Auburn Hills. That's a look at the Renaissance Center, which dominates the skyline in downtown Detroit. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. Pistons trail by 3. Lure and Drummond together down low. Jackson and Bradley are in the backcourt, and it's Harris in at the small forward position. That's the group for Detroit right now. He dishes it to Bradley. Drummond a screen. Now here's Bradley. Defense is right there. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
And Walker kicks to Batum. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Down low, here's Lure. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. They set the screen. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
And here we can check out the story on Avery Bradley. A very nice season for him last year. Last season put up about 16 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you look at his score, and he was #1 on the team last season.
His ability to play through contact, his exceptional concentration, that's what makes him a great finisher.
Drummond passes to Bradley. Over in the corner. Lure. Misses the 3. Charlotte trailing. Kid Gilchrist dishes to Howard. And Walker kicks to Batum. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Hornets lead by 1.
It's a battle boxing Howard out. Too big, too strong.
The Pistons have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Harris a screen on Walker. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Monk with the ball. Now guarded by Bradley.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
Yeah, and he reads it all the way. Has that slide court awareness you have to be mindful of.
The Hornets have gone 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the game.
And a season ago at the charity stripe, this is a group that shot an impressive 81%.
Free throw drops for Monk. Well, there are a lot of players who seemingly have ice in their veins when the game is on the line. They do not blink. When you think about those kind of players, who might be the most mentally tough in the league right now?
Well, it's so hard to tell who really is mentally tough because you don't know what these guys are thinking. But I know who looks like just cold stone, just merciless players out there, and that's Kawhi Leonard because
Yes.
you never know. You know Kawhi is a nice guy, but you know, he'll shoot a shot that'll end the game and then just give you such a cold look. And I think Isaiah Thomas is that way. I mean, I think so many players, of course, LeBron, Curry have been that way their whole career. But Kawhi Leonard seems to be that next coming of ice in his veins.
Howard drives in. And again, the Hornets missing. Pistons trailed by 4. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Jackson kicks to Lure. Back to Jackson. Left side, Bradley. 6 to shoot. Pistons keep it alive. Here's Harris. Some solid defense from Kid Gilchrist.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Walker against Lure. Rebound Andre Drummond. Drummond's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Outside Bradley. Off the screen. Count it. Bradley's got 11 points.
And you know what? That's something Bradley has really worked on, coming off screens and knocking it down.
Walker with it. He's got 8. Howard up on top, defended by Drummond. Drummond working against Howard. Over Drummond. Again, Howard missing. The Pistons trailing. Outside Jackson. Lure sets the pick for Jackson. Feeds it to Lure. Shoots over Walker. And Lure gets it to go. Lure's got 4 points this quarter.
Probably wasn't the shot they were looking for, but they'll take the bucket.
Screen by Howard. Outside, Walker. Stolen by Jackson. Now Detroit moving it up. Jackson's got the ball. And the basket by Harris.
Oh, he gets in a good position in the post, and the entry feed is there for him.
For Charlotte, they've gone just 25% from the field here in the second half. They're 2 of 8. Screen by Howard. Kid Gilchrist, a screen on Bradley. Man showing some terrific range. 5 points in the game.
Look, I love the show of unselfishness from Kid Gilchrist on that play. Always happy to sacrifice his body to free up a teammate.
And Jackson gets it to go.
And that's how you answer back.
Trading bombs the last 2 possessions. They're going that way.
Here's Batum. He's got 5. Howard setting the pick for Batum. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Batum's got the game tied up here for Charlotte.
And Batum really likes getting shots off from the interior, using those long arms of his well to release the shot over the defense.
To the paint. The Pistons with the fresh 24. And Lure gets it to go.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
It can be discouraging, frustrating, but you only have yourselves to blame. Box out.
Now here's Howard. 11 points in the game. Outside, Walker. Lock at 6. Back to Howard. Charlotte needs to get a shot off. They get it again. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. Andre Drummond picks one up.
And that's just super strength there by Howard. So good at connecting on these shots despite the contact.
The Hornets have shot 75% at the stripe, 6 of 8. Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Marjanovic checked in for John Lure. Langston Galloway comes in for Bradley. And it's Ish Smith in for Jackson. Cody Zeller's checked in for Charlotte. Williams comes in for Nicholas Batum.
But when you watch the Hornets play, they are very good at getting to the free throw line. They have a lot of players who can attack and draw contact. They get a lot of free points on offense that way.
Now, here is Smith. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Right wing. Back to Drummond. Smith against Walker. From the wing. Rebounded by Howard. And Chris, as you said, the Hornets do a good job of forcing the issue and getting to the line. Great rate of free throws per possession.
Well, it's always important to be able to get free throws as an offense. It kills any momentum the opposition might be building. Easy, reliable way to put up points on a nightly basis.
Now, here's Walker. 8 points for him. Pass to Monk. Outside, Walker. He feeds it to Monk. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And maybe not as highly touted as some other guards that went before him, but Malik Monk can be scary on the floor. He can get hot like no other, and once he's dialed in, the points just seem to flow.
First free throw is good. And Greg, as you said, Monk has that ability to take over with his shooting.
I mean, Monk looks to get going with his scoring at all times, and he's just got that shooter's mentality where all shots are good shots. That can be a positive and a negative, but I prefer he have that aggressive mentality when it comes to scoring the basketball.
Both shots good from the stripe.
And Monk is an interesting player, a combo guard with fantastic scoring potential, quick on both ends of the floor.
Here's Galloway. 9 points in the game so far. Marjanovic passes to Smith. At the top of the key, Galloway. That one drops for him. Galloway has got 11 points.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
Well, it takes a lot of confidence and toughness to make that play.
Now here's Lamb. 5 points in the game. Lets the three fly. The shot by Monk is no good. The Pistons have gone 8 of 14 on their shot attempts here in the third. Some pretty nice work. There's a screen by Marjanovic. Here's Galloway, covered by Lamb. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
Well, Langston Galloway, the undrafted guard out of St. Joseph's. Now, look, he flew under the radar on draft day, but has proven that he could be a rotation player in the NBA. Just a natural scorer at the point guard position.
One shot.
And with Galloway, he can run an offense, but his main draw is his shooting and his ability, Chris, to create scoring chances. Very hard to contain at times.
And you like having that scoring punch he brings off the bench. Decent shooter from deep who can stretch a defense. Not really an efficient scorer, but he looks to act as a catalyst.
Detroit's gone 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. There's a screen by Marjanovic. Out to Smith. Back to Galloway. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Smith outside, over Monk, and it's Smith missing. Charlotte's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Nobody near Williams. Again, the miss by Williams. The Pistons shooting it beautifully here in the third, 56% from the field. Smith outside, dishes to Galloway. There's the pick. Pass to Marjanovic. And the layup is good. Marjanovic has got his third basket of the night right there.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
And Lamb kicks to Monk. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Now Smith. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Marjanovic, a screen on Williams. Johnson attacking. And good that time. And the Pistons lead by 2.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Smith left side. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. The kick out to Williams. Back to Zeller. There's the dish to Lamb. Kaminsky with the ball. Tolliver on him. A second chance effort. Hangs in the air, and it's finished off inside by Kaminsky. Kaminsky's got it all tied up now for the Hornets. And the Pistons with possession here. Smith outside. Tolliver dishes to Johnson. The pass to Marjanovic. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Zeller's got his 4th rebound in this one. Monk kicks to Zeller. There's the feed to Kaminsky. For the lead. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Kaminsky's got 6.
Such an advantage for Kaminsky. He can finish inside with either hand.
Smith the pass to Johnson. Marjanovic a screen on Williams. Kicks to Galloway. Pass to Tolliver. He dishes it to Smith. Here is Tolliver. Johnson, that's for 2. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. .11 seconds left in the 3rd quarter of the game. Pick by Zeller. Monk, no one around him, connects from 3-point range. Monk's got the lead up to 5 now for the Hornets. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And now let's take a listen to Stan Van Gundy on a recent huddle.
Hey, come on, we got to do this together and play some defense. Let's go.
Stan Van Gundy pleading with his team. Guys, get on the same page is his message and stay together.
Yeah, and I think it's just going to take good communication on both ends of the floor to give Coach what he wants.
Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The 4th quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. And on the court for Charlotte as we start the 4th. Down low, it's Kaminsky and Zeller. Jeremy Lamb out there with Batum. And it's Williams at the small forward. Pistons trailed by 5. There's Galloway. Smith kicks to Marjanovic. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. It goes on Cody Zeller.
Way to attack there and then create the contact.
When you watch the Hornets play, it seems like they play with a chip on their shoulder. I mean that in a good way. They play like they have something to prove. They have a very self-driven team.
Two shots.
First free throw is good. Just as you said, win or lose, you know that this Hornet team is going to battle you for all 4 quarters. They don't give up.
Well, a lot of that camaraderie has developed on this roster because of that. They know they don't have superstars and big names, but it doesn't deter them. They know they have a small margin of error.
Detroit making a switch here. Bradley's checked in. Good on both. And so here's Charlotte. It's a 3-point game. And here is Lamb. He kicks to Kaminsky. Feeds to Williams. And he makes good on the layup. And the Hornets lead by 5.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Smith dishes to Johnson. Back to Smith. There's a screen by Marjanovic. 6 on the shot clock. Batum against Bradley. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Detroit making a switch here. Jackson's checked in. And a switch here also for Charlotte. Walker's checked in. Charlotte leading by 5. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. I just want to preface this by saying Kemba Walker had an incredible year last season, and he showed why he is among the elite point guards in the NBA. Chris, with that being said, one thing you can't help but chuckle about was his egregious premature celebration that he had on a missed three-pointer.
Yeah, Kevin, we all remember that. When you put a shot up, turn around, and do the nice shimmy while your team is busy rebounding your miss, yeah, it sticks with you. I love Kemba, but that was one of the bigger bloopers of the season.
And that one misses.
Well, the book on Kemba Walker used to be that you could stay behind the screens, not work that hard, duck behind them because he wasn't going to do anything special. Well, he's worked on that, and he's fixed it, and it's paid off. We've seen his field goal percentage fly up in recent years, and that also means his ankle breaker moves have come up because now you have to respect his jump shot, and his ball handles some of the best in the NBA.
And he sinks the second.
And right now at about 85% from the line, that's up from where it was in that first half.
Pass to Harris. Marjanovic, a screen on Batum. Harris outside. Marjanovic with a screen for Harris. Goes back up. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
And look at that. That's just a great all-around play. Getting into position for the offensive rebound, finishing strong on the putback.
Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. On the wing, Batum. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
Cheap turnover. You got to make sure your target's ready for the pass before you let it go.
Pistons trail by 4. And part of the jump for Kemba has been his shot. But it also, Chris, seems that he plays within himself, I think, a lot more now. He used to force the offense, but now is much more patient.
Well, yeah, he's done a great job in addressing the weaknesses he's had in this game. He's a complete point guard. That's what a leader does for their team, and he is the leader of that locker room.
Here's Walker after the basket by Detroit. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. No good there. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Pistons have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. He feeds it to Bradley. There's a screen by Marjanovic. Bradley kicks to Jackson. Pass to Marjanovic. Pistons passing it around. Harris against Batum to tie it up, and Harris puts it in. Harris has got it all tied up now for the Pistons.
Whether it's inside or outside, Harris remains steady and ready to shoot the ball. He definitely has the trust of his teammates and coaching.
Now here's Kid Gilchrist. Right side to Walker. All sorts of time. Walker missing again.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Bradley passes to Jackson. Back to Bradley. Good for another field goal. Number 5 in the night. 5 for 10 shooting.
Brave in the paint. Bradley gets it done.
Hornets have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Looking to end the run. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
You rarely get to see a player like Batum who has such a dynamic game at the shooting guard spot. He's one of the best rebounders at his position and defenders. Terrific passer and a very unselfish player.
And he can't get the first one. And with Batum, he is one of the elite rebounding guards, no doubt. A large part of that is because of his height and length as a shooting guard.
Well, Batum is listed as 6'8", but he has a wingspan of a condor. I mean, his wingspan is reported at 7'4". Just an all-around great player who gives you so much when he's on the floor. And you so often hear about how much Detroit Pistons fans pride themselves on the defense of this team. It's a part of the franchise's identity. All the fans in Detroit definitely love their defense.
Oh, watch out. Watch out.
The exceptional athleticism of Drummond on full display tonight. Just an unreal athlete.
Walker dishes to Batum. And there's the pass to Kid Gilchrist. Picked by Zeller. The kick out to Walker. And the three ball is good. Walker's got 4 this quarter.
The shooting of Walker. You got to get a hand up when he squares up from deep.
Walker against Jackson. And Lure kicks to Drummond. Over Zeller. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Now here's Walker. Picked by Zeller. Walker against Jackson. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Dwight Howard's checked in for Charlotte. Right side to Walker. Shot clock at 5. And he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
You can't shake Walker. He's just a master at cashing in on these and one opportunities.
For so long, the Hornets have been one of the most disciplined teams, Greg, in the NBA.
Yeah, you look at how this team takes care of the ball, and from the first guy to the last, it says something about how much pride they take in that. Minimizing turnovers goes a long way in terms of winning games. It's been a part of the basketball culture with the Hornets for quite some time.
Here's Jackson. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Oh, man, what amazing speed and body control by Jackson. Once he penetrates inside, he's searching for the foul on his shot.
And see, Webb, one thing you can always count on is Reggie Jackson and his ability to get a shot off. Just a knack for finding seams in that defense that lead to the rim or getting some open space and putting up a quality jump shot.
Well, you're right, Kevin. That's why he's great in isolation sets with the clock winding down. And also, I mean, he's worked on his pull-up jumpers and floaters to have to be that option.
And the first one drops.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Monk's checked in for Jeremy Lamb. Jackson hits both of them. Well, last season for Reggie Jackson, he just couldn't get back to full strength. Missed a lot of time, Greg, as you know, with that injury to start the year. And even when he returned, his legs wouldn't cooperate and give him his usual burst and acceleration.
Yeah, and you could see it in Jackson's performance and really the numbers. Steep drop in production from what he had been putting up and very dependent on his burst. So hopefully he can avoid any leg troubles moving forward.
Dishes it to Drummond. The feed to Bradley. And it's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here. Lure the screen. Jackson passes to Bradley. Over Kid Gilchrist.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Walker dishes to Batum. Screen by Howard. Outside, Batum. Stolen by Lure. Harris with it. He's picked up by Walker. Here's Jackson. Howard with the steal. 3-on-3. Now the dish to Kid Gilchrist. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Bradley.
And you love the effort. Just getting the hand in there and knocking it out.
Well, some of that, too, is just setting the tone by being aggressive. You need guys like this on your team.
Walker with it. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
But look at Walker. He has developed a great pump fake. He takes pride in how he gets defenders to jump in the air and go for it.
And the first one drops.
Walker is a superb point guard, an exceptional mix of quickness, shooting, and passing.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
Wow, he didn't really make a concerted effort in the first to get some free throws, but now all that has changed, much more active.
Bradley kicks to Drummond. Now Jackson. Shot clock at 5. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for 2.
Oh, and Jackson is very gifted at finishing through aggressive defense, just a master at controlling his body.
To the paint and stolen by Drummond. To tie it up. Jackson misses. For Charlotte, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. Outside, Walker. There's a screen. Howard, the pass to Batum. Shot clock at 5. Over Harris. Rebound by the Pistons. Drummond's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession. Charlotte in the lead. Here's Monk. Outside, Walker. Drains the three-pointer. Walker's got a couple of three-pointers now in the 4th for Charlotte.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Kicks it to Lure. Harris outside. Passes it to Drummond. Over Howard. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
You love the heart that Drummond plays with. He's just a physical beast who's using his gigantic size incredibly well.
And that one misses.
Well, yeah, Steve Clifford has done an amazing job here with the Hornets. One of the most underrated coaches in the league right now, and a big part of the Hornets' success. He's done a great job at maximizing the talents of this team.
And he's good on the second. And with Steve Clifford, you wouldn't be surprised if he won a Coach of the Year award in the future. Chris, his peers around the league admire what he's been able to do.
Well, and the fact that the Hornets have been a perennial playoff threat under him is huge. For a long time before Clifford, the Hornets couldn't string together winning seasons. The change from then to now, under his watch, has been huge. He's been off target for the most part, but it hasn't held them back as a unit.
On the wing, Jackson. Over Walker. Good on the shot, and with that, the Charlotte lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Jackson.
And just a fantastic job by Jackson, remaining aggressive on offense. His team turns to him in these moments, and he knows how to provide.
Now, here's Monk, guarded by Bradley. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. Free throw drops for Monk. And he makes both free throws. Pistons trail by 4. Outside Jackson. He dishes it to Bradley. Puts it up from 12. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Bradley's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And you know what? While Bradley is focused on shooting more threes and less two-point jumpers, I mean, when you're feeling it, you got to let it fly, guy.
Howard with a screen on Harris. Here's Batum. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. Lure, and so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. Marjanovic checked in for John Lure. Free throw good from Batum.
That's why his teammates trust him so much at the line.
The Pistons have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. They set the screen. Bradley kicks to Jackson. Harris dishes to Bradley. Drummond the screen, and it's Bradley off the drive. In for his 7th make in 13 tries.
Oh, you see Bradley's toughness, able to finish through the contact.
1:51 left in the 4th. Hornets leading by 3. Howard with a screen on Bradley. Screen by Howard. Outside, Walker. Shot clock at 6. Howard with a screen on Jackson. Shot's good by Walker. Walker's got 15 points here in the second half.
Plays like this make it clear that Walker takes his responsibility of being the leader for this team seriously, just coming through in key situations with these type of baskets.
Bradley kicks to Harris. From outside, off the mark. Hornets have gotten more than 58% of their attempts to go down for them in the 4th quarter. They're 7 of 12. And here is Monk. Screen by Howard. Outside, Walker. The 10-footer. There's 47 seconds left to play here in the 4th. Howard with a screen on Jackson. Walker goes in. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Walker.
That's just a lack of communication. Two guys just not on the same page.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. They're behind by 5. There's 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, what's your take?
And they need to use as little time as possible here. If they can get a bucket before the clock hits 24 seconds, they can try for a stop on the next possession. If there's less than 24, then they'll have to foul.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Dwight Howard.
And he's put on a terrific show of skill in the paint. A combination of moves, footwork, and that soft touch down low. It's all added up to one dominant performance for the big fella.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Stan Van Gundy told the team. And even though they're down, he was confident. He said, look, guys, I've got all the confidence in the world in you. We've been down this road before. You know what we need to do. Kevin, let's see if they can overcome this deficit.
Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game.
Now that's killer instinct at the line, helping them pull away a little.
26 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Drummond a screen. Jackson from long range. Rebounded by Howard. Walker against Jackson. Now here's Walker. And so it's Charlotte with the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thank you. Michael, the key to this game for the team tonight?
It was just a team effort. You know, we moved the ball on defense. We were trying to help everybody out and be in the right spots all the time, and we were able to come up with the win.
Part of a rebuilding team here, Michael. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone.